some of their teachers as part of their resource persons. And one of the teachers, they are taught for over 35 years, and she's a member of the nursing council, people who have drafted the new syllabus that they are using now. And she was shocked to hear some of the students telling her that some of the things they are teaching them in school are not applicable in the hospital. These are nursing students. So the whole essence of our capacity building program is what we are doing now. Examine our capacity in the light of what is happening in the nation. I have a great passion to talk to young people, and over the years that has driven me to collaborate with some friends outside Nigeria here. And we have invited some students all across Nigeria, different universities, to participate in what we call a virtual exchange program. Now, in a virtual exchange program, people are not sitting down physically like this. If you are sitting down physically like this, which we do sometimes, it means you are interacting with people outside Nigeria. But today, this is basically within us here. And over the years, we've had collaboration with presently now, I think 9 countries, including United States, Mexico, China, and we have professors from this place. We come together, we interact. And my passion is to see some of our Nigerian students who do not have the opportunity right now to travel out of the country to engage with foreign students. And we have done some of those collaborations, and it's been a very interesting one, because you have students from here who are now interacting online with students via Zoom meeting, students with other universities, credible universities, and they are rubbing mind together. WhatsApp group has been created within those nations. And I said to myself, we have to continue at this level. The way the country is going, we have to prepare young people for what is ahead. Many people don't even know what is ahead. Some few years ago, I brought a human resource person, a lady from UNICEF, to come and teach CORPERs on preparing CV. And we had like 52 CORPERs that were present. Because I said, look, very soon these people will finish, they will go into the labor market. And what she did was everybody should prepare a CV. And what most people ended up doing was to just reach out to their phone, their laptop, and copy and paste a CV. Out of like 52%, she said in the meeting, only one person had it right. All the other were wrong. And she started explaining how to prepare a CV for an international organization. So I've asked Jubilee Fellows to be here because we're also partnering with them. And they've been able to deploy people to different places across Nigeria. People will work for 1 year, and they also pay them. And 2 of their staff that have been deployed here, I asked them to be here today. So you can ask questions, how you can get involved. I'm reducing my own time so that they can have all the time. So we can talk and interact, and you can see if you may qualify. But somebody met me and said, she applied, they did not take her. I said, I don't know. I'm not a member of Jubilee Fellow. I don't know why they didn't take you. But I told her, if you can come be here, you will see them and you can ask one-on-one question. But it's important that we build our capacity. The value of anything is what you add to it. I started my own schooling from Usman Danfodio University here. So I'm always bold and confident to talk to a lot of people, because sometimes some of them are intimidated and they feel, oh, if you school from Usman Danfodio University, you may not be able to do anything. I started my schooling here, did my first degree here, did my second degree here. My first degree was in political science, and my second degree was in international relations. And then when I finished my second degree, my master's in international relations, that was when I started my studies abroad. right? So I did a PhD in the peace and conflict resolution. I decided to major in peace and conflict resolution because I foresee that there will be more crises in the world. So from 2003 till date, I've been involved in issues of conflict, either at intellectual level or at community or at global level. And that pushed me to build my own capacity, in spite of the fact that I finished from a local university here. If you are traveling to United States from Sokoto here, your first takeoff will be Sokoto, but that's not your ending. From Sokoto, you fly to Abuja or Lagos, then you connect a flight and you are going. So I've always encouraged people that, look, you can start from a local level and don't end there. When I finished my first doctorate degree, I went for the second doctorate degree, postdoctorate degree in peace studies and conflict resolution. And then I engaged myself in trying to develop my capacity. When my friends were buying cars and many things, I never bought car. I didn't buy clothes. In fact, I started buying clothes maybe 6 years ago. I was buying books. I have this big Ghana Must Go, like this, filled with books, but not transferable to even my children. All right. Books of peace and conflict resolution. When I finished, I started engaging in some other courses. I did 2 courses in United States Institute of Peace. Very interesting courses on peace and conflict resolution. And then I did 5 courses in Transcend Peace University, Germany. Then I did another 5 courses, professional courses that makes you like a peace ambassador under United Nations. 5 courses. And I've been studying like that. So you can keep building your capacity. You start from this place and you do not stop. Because you see, the world will respect the value you have built and not the cloth or car that you are riding or you are wearing. And you see, today I could consult for organization. My last consultation was with a university in Hawaii. I stopped last year because it was affecting. I consulted for 8 years with them. All right. Our afternoon is their morning. Our evening is the afternoon. So somebody is calling you at 3 a.m. He expects you to pick a call. He doesn't know that you are in Nigeria because you have been given a position of a professor as an international professor. So they call you, and if they call you 3 times, you don't pick, you are in trouble. So we work around the clock like that, round the clock. My last work I did as a professor was supervising a student in United Arab Emirates from the Royal House. So I'm careful not to call the name, but that was my last student, strategic leadership. She's from the Royal House, key person, a woman in the Royal House from United Arab Emirates. I was recommended and asked to do that job. If I'd wanted to Japa, I would go there. There's more money there than in America. I'm telling you. And where they will pay me a lot of money, but I'm here. And I want to spend my time developing young people. You have enough what it takes to compete with anybody around the world, in spite of the fact that you are here in Nigeria. All right. I tell you a story that I used to share with students. Some years ago, it was in the days of very brutal racial and colonial discrimination, that the blacks were told that they do not matter and their life is not important like the white. And we inherited a form of education that formed the foundation for a lot of what we are encountering, what we are having today. We had a conference 5 years ago titled COIL. That's the title of the conference. The main subject of the conference was called Intellectual Decolonization. It was a gathering of professors from different parts of the world. And myself and my friend, Dr. Daniel Otaniel from Kenyatta University, were picked from Africa, on why we have a lot of dominance of studies, education from the white from the Western world and not from the African perception. And most of the books are written with that mentality and that concept. And a group of white intellectuals put the meeting together and invited two of us from Africa to be part of the conference, intellectual decolonization, And part of the problem is from the crowd. For example, if you are asked to recite the alphabet in the order that it has been created by the Western world, A is for what? Apple. Do we plant apple in Africa, in Nigeria, for example? Where is apple? And then apple is a fruit. And the next alphabet is B. And the common recitation is B is for what? So how do you jump from a fruit to a ball? And then the next one is C. And most times C is for what? So from fruit to game to animal. These were some of the presentations that somebody like I had to put across and say, even the academic cycle from nursery school is disjointed. And that's where you have the rhythm A to Z. And by the time you are finishing at Z, colors are included, animals are included, and there's a whole lot of confusion. So this story is about a young man who grew up with this type of racial discrimination where they say black people do not amount to anything. So one day he went to the beach side and he saw a white man that was selling balloons at the beach, very windy area. And people were coming to buy the balloons. People were buying different balloons, different color. But coincidentally, the little boy from Africa noticed that there was one balloon that people were not buying. And it was a coincidence. It was not deliberate. He noticed that there was a black balloon there. So he walked to the white man and he says, "Can I ask you a question?" The white man said, "Go ahead." And he said that this black balloon, can the black balloon fly like the other balloons? And the white man looked at him and he was curious and said, "Why are you asking?" He said, "Because people are buying the other balloon, and when you come, you just put some stuff, air into it, and you put a rope and the balloon is flying." And he's been told that black people do not do anything meaningful. So there's so many things going on in his mind about these black balloons. And that man said something that went very viral in intellectual cycle and in racial discrimination. And he said, the color of the balloon does not determine the height, but the stuff that is put into the balloon. He picked the black balloon and applied the same force of what the other balloons were carrying, put a rope, and the black balloon was up. So anybody who is determined to build capacity can fly. Anybody. Nobody is restricted. And that's what I told myself. So when I sit down with my friends from different universities, we just talk and nobody is intimidated. So build your capacity. Very, very important for you. It is good. Don't just go after degree. Go after knowledge. There's a difference between degree and knowledge. You can have degree, and the degree you are not able to put it into practice. This is what this whole slide that I've designed, which I will give you free, is all about. So I'm just putting a summary. You can have a degree and you are not able to practicalize the degree. And that's why I really appreciate what they are doing at Jubilee Fellow, because they deploy CORPERs, ex-CORPER, people who have finished NYSC, and they have some criteria. And then you go to the place you are working and you learn. But we have also I personally have also discovered that some don't want to learn, some just want the money. And somebody called me a week ago and said, "Can I be giving you 50,000 naira? And you just mark my name?" I said, "Wow." I said, "If you know me, you will know that 50,000 will not fuel my car." So let's be more bothered about the learning than even money and whatever. If you develop a good value, you get to a point that solving one problem can translate into opportunities. Solving one problem can translate into you being traveled, you being taken out of the country. Solving one problem can translate into money. There was a time I wrote a prompt for a university because we had some challenges solving some intellectual problem. I'm not a computer science student. My son is a computer science engineering student. My first son is a computer science student. He has finished university. The second one is in part 5, engineering student. But I am not. But I've been able to learn a lot of things, to innovate and bring myself to the present state we're in. So I designed a prompt to solving a problem for the university in Hawaii, and they paid me. I was paid, and don't ask me how much. I was paid, and I've finished spending the money. So don't come after the meeting and say, if you can help me with loan. But I'm telling you that you can build your capacity to any level, all right? Any level. And there are universities that I offer my services to, sometimes free. I consult for Iconic University as a professor. When twice they've had NUC coming for accreditation, I have to be there. You know, so you can make yourself useful. But if you spend all your time on phone, some of you are so glued to the phone. If you know what some people are doing with that same phone, they are making money. So don't spend all the time watching comedy, watching football. Who will watch you? So create your own timetable, create what works for you, drive a vision, get a vision for living, get a vision, pursue a vision. All right. This microphone was built by somebody. It's an improvement to the wired microphone. This laptop was designed by somebody. It's an improvement to the desktop laptop. Now, this is it. This is a laptop that is touch screen. You can touch and type. It's an improvement. Now, many other things are being improved. What do you want to improve on? Or what do you want to create? All this has to do with your capacity. If your capacity is very low, you will be like somebody that is promised 2,000 liters of water, but your capacity, what you can carry, is not more than 50 liters. Where do we pour the remaining? It will be a waste. All right. So people who build capacity don't run after money. Money run after them. People who build capacity don't look for job. Job look for them. A month ago, I was offered a job as deputy vice chancellor for a university. I declined. I said I would not be available. But I can provide free service, support, what we call support service. So I've built myself as somebody that started from a local university in Usman Danfodio University here. All right. And I've been able to do the little I'm doing, and I'm still learning. In building capacity, you must keep learning. You must keep learning. If you can learn, then the sky is not the limit. So I have some few points here. I will close with it so they can come. The world you are entering is not the world you graduated into. We are in a very, very complicated world, but possibilities are there. The world you are entering is not the world that's on my slide you graduated into. All right. Number 2, the 5 capitals every graduate must build. They are very simple. Knowledge capital, skill capital, relationship capital, reputation capital, which is also character, and financial capital. Knowledge, never stop learning. Your degree is your foundation, not your finishing line. All right. So keep learning. There are so many avenues to learn today. Skill capital. What can you actually do? Employers pay for value, not mere education. Relationship capital. All right. Friends today from different parts of the world that we have formed networks and we are working together. Your network expands your opportunities. The first time I was invited for a virtual exchange meeting many years ago was by a friend that we did some courses together. My friend from University of Kenya. So relationship is vital. Your network determines how fast your net worth grows. Reputation capital. People hire people they trust. Integrity, reliability, excellence, and professionalism. Financial capital. Save, invest, avoid unnecessary debt, build multiple income streams. Some group of my friends, very concerned friends, met me one time and they said, change your car. Prof, this car you are using, change it. And I said, I will change it in due time. I have 2 already. I'm not into Uber. Why should I be accumulating car? But they were concerned. I said, if you dash me, I will take it. But I won't buy a car now. So the money, and I had money to buy a car. I put the money together, some millions. I could buy a car. All right. Where are you going in Sokoto with 3 cars? So instead of buying a car, now I'm on financial capital, now I'm closing. Instead of buying a car, I deploy the money and put all the money on solar installation. So where we are now, this is not NEPA, this is not generator, this is solar. The solar we are using here powers like 5 air condition at the same time. Now so when some of my friends say this car issue, I said, so I told them, I said I bought a car. So they were excited. So they said, where is the car? I said, let me carry you to the car. I showed them the solar panel on top here. You have over 30 solar panels here. They generate light for me. Internet is 24 hours, light is 24 hours. I need light to run. We run a TV station. How are we going to run without light? When we didn't have solar panel, we were using, every month, we were having a bill of 150,000 on diesel. So cumulatively over the time, you will still get to the 12 million you are spending on solar. So I feel more comfortable spending my money installing solar as part of my financial capital than buying a car. Put it tinted black, and put a beautiful. What's wrong with that? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not my priority. I want to build what other people can benefit from. If I buy a car, can I carry all of you inside now? I can't carry more than 3 people, but we are here now. See, the AC is on our head now, and we are enjoying the facilities. And this place is being used by several organizations. Conferences online goes on, the ACs are working. All right, so personal branding. Number 3 is what employers really look out for. 4 is personal branding, the way you package yourself, your CV, everything. Depending who invites me. If I'm invited in an international organization, I start with my foreign CV. I start with my international certificate. An organization asks me to bring all my certificate. I said, I will not come. I send somebody. And they look at my certificate. I had acquired like 25 professional certificates, including from United Nations. So if you invite me, you'll be happy that I'm talking to you. All right. And I still maintain very low profile. Think like an entrepreneur. Think like that. Sometimes calculate your money in dollars, your small money. Calculate it and see how much you are making. All right. How much are you being paid now? 77,000. Calculate it in dollars and start thinking of how to build and create more value, financial value. Start thinking of that. And please, as I close, value is not determined by money. You can have money and not have value. I don't know if you've heard the story of somebody who cooked food, killed cows, chicken, roasted in the community, but he was a bad man. Nobody went to the house to eat. They left the food like that. So it's not just about the money. Your personality also matters. Number 6 is career strategy for the next 10 years. 10 years from now, what do you see yourself doing? What will you do? In 10 years from now, what do you see yourself doing? Some years ago, I told myself, before this so period, I want to be a professor of peace and conflict resolution. And that's what I am now, by the grace of God. All right? So you can have 10 years plan. Many people, if you say, what's your 10 years plan? They just say, they are not sure. Be sure. Put the plans down. All right? And sometimes we are like the last story I will tell you. The last story. Sometimes you need to do what happened to this man. You need people like that. There's a competition in the village, and the king asked only one daughter. If you marry the daughter, you will be an heir apparent to the throne. And so all the young men were asked to gather so that they can have a competition. Whoever wins will marry the daughter and become a potential king. He was a very rich king. So all the young men gathered. The girl was beautiful, was well read, much more. The daughter of a king. So the assignment was to swim across a river. They were going to swim across the river. And every young man was excited. Family came, friends came, and everybody was warming up. And you know what young people can do? Show your muscle, 6-pack, 9-pack, 3-pack, and you know. But all of a sudden, they noticed some movement in the water. And somebody observed again, and somebody dropped something into the water, and lo and behold, crocodiles filled the water. And at that point where people saw crocodile, everybody started going back one by one. The question now is not the river, it's not the crocodile. They also announced that those crocodiles have not eaten for like 1 month. They are starving. So everybody started withdrawing back. And as they were scrambling and trying to move back from the crocodile, who apparently have seen flesh, now one was mistakenly pushed inside the water. One of the young men. And before you know it, he was struggling with the crocodile and swimming. He was a swimmer very fast. At the end of the day, he was the only person that entered the river and came out without a scratch on his body. And he came out, he was panting, and people were clapping. And they brought him to the king. And the king said, "You are the only person that is courageous to jump into that river, and you will be the only person that will marry my daughter. Name anything you want." He said, "I don't want the daughter. I don't even want the throne. I don't want anything. I have only one question." And the king said, "Tell me. Anything we will tell you." He said, "Who pushed me inside the river?" So sometimes some of you, we have to push you inside like that. You think you will die. Eventually you will not die. All right, that's the end of my story. So we're going to be inviting them now, and they will come. Please come set this for them.
And my opportunity to be here. I do appreciate the pleasure. Actually, my name is Saeed Usani Umar, and I'm here with my colleague. We are from Pimpact Consulting. As Professor said, we are the clusters lead for Nigerian Jubilee Fellow Program. And maybe visit here is going to be like an interactive session, please, not just like we're going to bombard you with some noises. First of all, maybe we'll start with the introduction about the program. As the professor said, the program is an federal government initiative which is funded by European Union and United Nations Development Program. Our organization, which is Pimpact Consulting, is an implementing partner for the program here in Northwest. The organization is the one in charge of implementing the activities across all the 7 states here in the northern Nigeria. And there are several organizations that are implementing across the other regions of Nigeria. And among the among the aim of the objectives of the program is to help the youth to bridge the gap between the academic knowledge they have already gained from the university and the real life experience. Like you already know that when you are graduated, majority of the organization when you went there for an interview or maybe looking for a job, what they will ask you first is what can you bring to table? What is it that you have? What skill can you present? So the aim of the project is to bridge the gap between that academic knowledge that you have and the real life experience. Maybe it has a duration of 12 months, that's a year. You'll be paying 150 months stipend across the period, and after which we have what we call alumni component, in which the graduates of the program will be like added into a group where there are some organizations that have a interest in the maybe looking for workers, which will be like in another mentorship, which and duration is 6 months, and you will be paid for that 6 months. And we believe maybe when you are posted to an organization for that period of 12 months, if you are lucky, upon the completion, you have a chance to maybe occupied by the organization is an advantage for you. So here with my colleague, maybe we'll be sharing some insight. Later on, we'll have a like interactive session where we'll entertain some questions. And like I said, sorry, among the opportunities to gain the access to all class professionals and on practical things. Whenever you are posted to organization, you will have a practical aspect of the program. Maybe what is it that they are doing, like